Now we are in the execution step when after the structure logic, the speed logic, the stage logic. For the execution, we need to start with the stop loss. First of all, what is the concept around the stop loss? The concept around the stop loss, right? If you have an entry here and you have a stop loss here, and you have a price going up like this, right? The stop loss is not something that you place to lose. You don't place a stop loss to lose. No. You place a stop loss for the maximum retracement. Like you know that the price, rather than going up directly like this, can retrace a little bit more. So the maximum retracement will be somewhere at this point. It's not, you are not placing it to lose. Don't understand the idea. For example, if you take this entry, the fact that you place the stop loss here doesn't mean that you place the stop loss at the V here. Doesn't mean that you can lose or you need to. Don't think about losing when you talk about stop loss. It's not because we call it stop loss. So normally we should call it maximum retracement point. But it can retrace maximum here, but without touching that point, right? And then we continue. Because with this type of analysis that we have now, you have the ability to know the direction very well and to go to the right side. So you should not think in terms of losses now. You need to think in terms of maximum retracement. That's the idea around the stop loss. That's why we are looking for the max stop loss. When you have the max stop loss, it is where the price can retrace or can yeah, can retrace, but maximum it will be at this level. But that maximum will not even be touched, right? By the time that the maximum is touched, I've already made my money back. So that's a little bit the concept around the execution. When you think about execution, it is about having the maximum retracement point as a stop loss. The stop loss as a maximum retracement point. So we have many stop loss here, but there is the best stop loss and there is the less. There are those who are not that best. So the best stop loss here is the V stop. The V stop below Tenkan mountain is the best stop loss for the retracement. Okay. The V stop below Tenkan mountain is the best stop loss for the retracement. Because let us say, for example, you bought this ticket cost above this ticket cost here. You bought this one. This ticket cost below the cloud. This is ticket cost below the cloud. If you place your stop loss at the ticket mountain exactly, you will get stopped out by some small wicks. That will be very frustrating because you are already right about the direction, but you are using a tight stop loss. It's not about using tight stop loss. It's not even about tightness or not. It's about the fact that you need to know where the price can retrace maximum. The maximum is at the V below. The V below the Tenkan mountain. That is the best stop loss. On all of the stop loss that I will show you, this is the best one. That's the one that make you survive, stay in position. Even this one, if you sold here and you place the stop loss just right here and on the ticket mountain, your stop loss will have been very threatened by this week, and you could have been afraid. But this stop loss instead is a more secure one. It's the maximum retracement. Even the price respects it. So the V stop is the best stop loss. Now you also have another V stop like this one. There's a V stop above Tenkan. This is the V stop. This is Tenkan mountain. This is the V stop here, just here above, just above, just here above. And there's the V stop. The V stop just without any tenkan, but it is a V stop. For example, if you sell here, this is a V stop, right? This is a V stop where you can, this is a V stop. But there's no tenkan, but it's just a V stop. So that's what I say in the document. That's the best stop loss, the best of the best. So after that, you have the Tenkan Mountain stop loss that I just showed you. That is very, the price can retrace to that. The V stop, the price doesn't retrace to that. You know the direction, the price will not retrace to that for the V stop. But you have the SSA Mountain stop loss. You already know that the ticket cross stop loss. The ticket cross stop loss, the SSA Mountain stop loss. You realize that we already have a KSB, so we are already inside a secure trend. That's why rather than taking a V stop, I prefer to take for a more for example, this one, for a tighter stop loss. For example, if I sell this schedule, rather than taking the V stop far above here, I would prefer to take this SSA mountain as a stop loss. Okay. So we have the ticket cross point. You can also take the ticket cross point here, but this ticket cross point, sometimes the price comes to that. It can be very tricky. It can be very tricky. I don't think. Yes, you already have the KSB trend that is playing out, but the ticket cross point is started here. This is where we have this ticket cross point, this area. On this area, you can place the stop loss just here above, but I don't like it too much sometimes, because sometimes the price can retrace till it collects all of the ticket cross point, then it continues down. That's why best it is the V stop or SSA. You also have the twist. You also have the twist as a stop loss. Let us say you have this twist, right? And you choose this twist left, and you see you sell here, you sell something here. You can place just the stop loss above the twist. But it doesn't always play like that. Because for example, at this point, you also have the twist now, but you have even no opportunity to buy anywhere near. So the twist is good, but not always. So it's not the best one. We also have SSB as a stop loss. SSB as a stop loss can sometimes be too large. Let us say you sold this Kijun. If you go and find the SSB above Kijun, see how fat it is. The best will be this V stop, right? One of the best. Or no, that will be threatening. Or even this support, this support area below this, just below this support area. Even above will be more logical. If we go and test that support again. So that's a little bit the understanding. Now the SSA SSA is still the same. If you take this SSA stop loss here, it can be sometimes too large, even at this point. It can be too big. You can instead looking at the resistance support level on the left and then sell, because you already know that it will be a downtrend. why are you why are you why are you taking a large stop loss like that? So now you have the gap limit. The gap limit, let me try to look at it. Yeah. The gap limit. The gap limit in terms of Let us go on 15 minutes. Yeah. Let us say that you bought this. Normally, the stop loss must be covering all of the gap, because the gap is sometimes the price come and collect all of the gap before going. Because the stop loss is about having the maximum retracement. Okay. It's not about planning to lose. Like, if I lose this, I'll be okay to that. About losing that. No, that's not about. You should not be thinking about losing. Ah, shit. By the time that you come to the stop loss, right? Execution thought, you already know that you will win. You already know that it's not about like stopping loss. It's about stop the max retracement. The max retracement will stop here though. So I just put my stop loss just below the gap. This is the gap. Okay. With that said, let me go and ask you some two questions. What is the best maximum stop loss in your opinion? Comment in the group. Take a screenshot and show us your best maximum stop loss. And what is the how can you have a tight stop loss for a huge RR risk reward? Let me take an example. Let us say that you sold here, right? You have many stop loss. Let us take a take profit. Let us take a take profit just at this Tenkan mountain just here. So we got this. We have this. We have what? We can take a stop loss on SSB, right? Let us take an entry. First, let us take this entry. This red candle, this first red candle. Let us say that you have this, right? You sell this ticket correction. And then if you take this stop loss at the SSB, you have a risk reward of 3. But if you take this stop loss and the V stop, you have a risk reward of 7. Okay. But let us say now we change the entry. We take this dunk. No, this candle below. If you take the stop loss here, when you change the entry, you have a risk reward of 4. But if you take a stop loss on SSB, you have a risk reward of 2. If you take a stop loss on SSA instead, you have a risk reward of 6. Okay. But SSA will be lower than the V stop, right? Yeah. You have a risk reward of 6. But let us change the entry, and then suppose that you enter on Tenkan, inverted Tenkan. And then you say, okay, let me place the stop loss just right here above this V stop, rather than taking the V stop. Rather than taking this V stop, that will give me a risk reward of 4. I prefer to take this V stop. That gives me a risk reward of 6, because I already have a bending of the can down, showing me that we are about to go down. We are about to continue the downtrend here. So that's how you can play out with the risk reward. So how do you do that? How can you have a huge risk reward? Playing around the stop loss and entry. Tell us in the group. Comment. Stay positive. Don't judge. Send your screenshot. Comment order, but stay positive. No critiques. No judgment.